Good evening, everyone. My name is Luke Redlon. I was born and raised in a little town called Gwynn in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, one of the northernmost parts of the country. I graduated from Gwynn High School in 2015, and 2 months after that, I joined the Air Force. I was one of 6 children, and the 2 older brothers that I have joined the Air Force as well, and so is my younger one now. And I think this is the reason I got into skydiving, my absolute favorite thing in the world to do. I think it started when I was around 15. I was into all sorts of high adrenaline sports like cliff diving, mountain biking, skiing, and I saw a video of my oldest brother. He was a Special Tactics Combat Controller for the United States Air Force, and I watched him do a halo jump from 30,000 feet, and it looked to me to be one of the most amazing things that I could ever do. And it's a very expensive sport, so I didn't start until I was 19. Actually, didn't get to jump right away when I turned 18. And I lived in England, actually, so I did my first tandem jump over there and didn't look back. I got my A-level license in the UK, and I was hooked. Had to do it as much as I could. There's no better feeling than jumping out of a plane, nothing more exhilarating than being in free fall, and nothing more relaxing than being under canopy. I have here a couple of things that I use in my skydiving career. I have here my A-level skydiving license that I got from the UK. They hand you one of these as soon as you graduate, and it takes 20 jumps and a lot of coursework to get through. And then I have here my logbook where you log every jump. It's really important to keep track and good detail of every single jump you do when you're skydiving. That way other people can see what you're doing and see how good you are to let you do certain difficult, new things. I also have here my altimeter. This is one of the most important things in skydiving. It tells you how high you are. So you got to make sure you're jumping out at the right height, make sure you know where you are in the air at all times, and know when you have to pull your parachute. So everyone's got to have one of these on them every time they jump, and they've got to keep very aware of where they are. And lastly, I have here my Cookie G3 helmet, and a lot of people actually ask me, hey, why do you wear a helmet when you skydive? If you're going to hit the ground, it's probably not going to help you very much. But actually, it's not so much about when you hit the ground, because hopefully that never happens, but it's actually more so when you're in free fall. You jump a lot with other people. People are flying around, spinning in circles and whatnot, and you never know when you might catch a foot to the head, for example, and you do not want to be unconscious in free fall. That's actually one of the scariest things that can happen to you, and there are safety devices that can still pull your chute for you when you're falling, but ideally you don't ever want to be unconscious in free fall, so that's why we wear helmets. And of course, you gotta have some goggles or something to protect your eyes from the wind, because you're falling at around 120 miles per hour. But one of the most important things that I've learned from skydiving is how great the community is. My favorite part about going skydiving isn't necessarily jumping, although it is a very, very important and fun part. My favorite part is showing up and having a good time with everyone there. They become your second family. I hang out at the drop zone all the time. We jump all day. We talk to each other the whole day in between jumps, and then at the end we usually celebrate the finish of the day, the last load when the sun sets, with a couple of beers, and you have a good time with everyone. And like I said, they pull you in. You're part of the family. So that's why I've decided that skydiving is one of my favorite things to do. It's adrenaline heavy, and it's a good atmosphere, lots of good people, and I recommend anyone who's willing to try it. You won't regret it. It's one of the best things I've ever done, and everyone's scared when they first do it, and they're terrified of getting in the plane, terrified of jumping out, but as soon as you get out and you get into free fall, everything goes away, all the fear is gone, and it's absolutely worth it. So thanks for listening, and I hope everyone gets a chance to go skydive.